Good afternoon, folks. Tim Tunnicliffe here on the Great Rugger Run. Day 31, and it's another long day today. Kicked off this morning at Reading Abbey, and I'm here. This is out the back, but I'm here at Maidenhead Rugby Club, and we're going to go and find some people to talk to now and have a little tour of the clubhouse. And there's lots of very interesting things in here. Where are we going to? Oh, here we go. This is,
hello, Tim.
Hello, Steve. How are you?
We're good.
What's your full name and what's your role here at the club?
So I'm Stephen Bough. I'm chairman of Maidenhead Rugby Club. Been here since I was 14, but been chairman for the last 8 years. So
that's a good stint.
It's a good stint. Yeah, still enjoying it. So that's the main thing.
Good stuff. And how's the club doing this season?
We're numbers and getting back after COVID, absolutely fantastic. We worked really hard with a lot of our volunteers over lockdown, so we've been really good. First team struggling a little bit in the new league, playing some nice rugby, but struggling with the new sort of style of play. But the boys are on good form. We've got a great coaching set up. We've got a great bunch of young lads, so we're focusing on our youngsters in the seniors. We had an under-18 start his first game for the seniors on Saturday at the Prop. So, we're not getting the results we want, but we're enjoying ourselves. We're getting there, and it'll be all right by the end of the season. Good stuff.
Why is there a difference in style of play?
We're West Country. Historically, our league has been based, which is obviously the weather's heavier. The style of rugby is very much more forward, power based. Coming up into the London Prem, and it's a little bit quicker and stronger, more powerful out wide. So we've been caught out a little bit on the sort of pace and power and width that these clubs play out. So we're scoring good tries. We're getting points on the board, just not as many as the opposition. So that's the next step.
Entertaining rugby for the neutrals.
Oh yeah, it's 40, 50 points every week. So it's good value for money when you come and watch Maidenhead, I promise you.
Good stuff. Okay, let's take a little walk through the clubhouse. I'll follow you, and we'll go and look at some interesting things that we'll have on the wall. Yeah, come.
So you've just been in our main bar. Okay, that's sort of the busy time. This is our members bar, which you can see. This is our what we call our Intacta room. So this is basically a committee room, but it's sort of funded and supported by one of our Intacta Club, which is a sort of a tertiary sort of supporters club that raise funds and buy us things that are nice to have, but that we don't necessarily need. Which is, I'm always game for them for things, and they say, no, Buffy, that's not a necessity. I said, okay, I'll come up with something else. We've just got some sort of famous sort of jerseys and stuff on the walls with people that are related to the club and have donated to the club just to sort of keep us as a rugby club. So we're not turning ourselves into a 5-star hotel. We're very much a rugby club.
And these some of these jerseys here are pretty special. Let's focus on this one to start off with.
Yeah, the Colin Meads match worn. So that's a pretty special wear shirt. So we won't get lots away overnight. And then there's just mixtures of supporters. So some of our sponsors have put their shirts up and sponsored it. Our old sponsors have their signed shirts up because the wives don't want another rugby shirt put up at home, so they get put up at the club. This is our committee room. So, and this is hard out for private meetings as well, and private dinners and stuff like that. If we have sponsors who want smaller, sort of intimate dinners, and it's just a lovely workspace.
Good stuff. Okay, we're going to go and meet somebody else now. Fine fellow over here. What's your full name and what do you do here at the club?
My name is Dick Brown, and I'm the president of the rugby club, of Maidenhead Rugby Club. And I've been associated with the club now. We're 100 years old this season, and I've been associated with the club for 50 years. I came here after 3 seasons at London Welsh, and I've been here ever since. I've done most things in the club. I played and captained the first team, coached the first team, secretary and so on. Whatever needs to be done, we've done it.
Good man, 50 years, that's some stint.
Yeah, and we've seen the club growing from, the traditional English rugby club into a community club with 500 children down here on a Sunday and running 3 senior sides, a Colts 15 and a ladies team, and now we're starting with the under 13 girls team, which is a new string to our bow, and that seems to be going very well.
Good, yeah. The girls' rugby is a massively growing sector, isn't it? So, are you finding that here, that it's being very popular?
Very popular, and numbers are increasing, I would say, on a weekly basis. The director of ladies rugby is Stephen Jones, the rugby correspondent for the Sunday Times. So we're very lucky to have him. He's got a lot of contacts, and things are going from strength to strength.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's look at some more things on the wall here. There's another shirt over here, which I understand is quite an iconic one as well. This is an old England rugby shirt, and it's got Mike Burton's name on it. So, what can you tell me about that?
Mike Burton, I played with Mike Burton for Berkshire, and when he went on the Australian tour, Mike got sent off. And I was very friendly with his cousin. In fact, his cousin was born in the same village as me in South Wales. And he got the shirt off Mike, and he asked me to present it to the club, which I did. The club obviously have framed it and so on, and so there's a little bit of history behind that shirt.
Yeah, that's quite a unique piece of rugby memorabilia, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, let's wander through the club.
Wander.
After you, Steve, and we'll go and look at what we've got over here. Oh, yeah, we can talk about the pitch for sure.
Yeah, so this is our members bar, so this is where we hold our pre-match sponsors' lunches, and members can hide away when it gets a bit debauched in the other bar. And then that leads straight out onto the stand, onto the 3G. We were the first community club to get a 3G pitch. We've had it about 8 years now, and it's great, fantastic. Everybody loves it. It just means we can get a lot more kids on it. We have schools down. We have Berkshire Rugby come and play here. So the whole mixture of people sort of enjoy the 3G. It's 24/7 pitch. We don't lose anything because of bad weather. So when the grass gets hard, the schools will come down and play and train on here, as will local clubs. So when their pitches aren't suitable to play there, they'll come down and enjoy the 3G as well. And it's great because we've got a covered stand, so it's a great place to watch great rugby. And as I said, for points for pounds for entry here, you're getting a good return at the moment, I tell you.
Yeah, for sure. And this is your pitch, isn't it? Like, this isn't RFU owned or anything like that?
No, we were very much sort of the guinea pigs, really, prior to the RFU 360. So no, it's our pitch, but the difference obviously means that we have to maintain it, we have to replace it when it's due to be replaced, which hopefully in a couple of years. And it's a big responsibility. It's a great asset to the club, but it's at least as expensive to run and maintain as a grass pitch.
Okay.
It's not sort of, you don't just leave it there and forget about it. So there's a lot of maintenance on it and to keep it up to spec. And obviously we're trying to extend the lifespan of it. So the replacement cost is about 300 grand. So each year we have to chip away at that and put some money away. So the longer we can keep it up to performance, the better. And at the moment, it's still getting A1 coverage. So we're hopefully pushing that expected 10 years lifespan back a little bit.
Good stuff. And what kind of things do you have to do to maintain it? What are kind of the standard things?
Relatively simple to start with. So it's brushed once or twice a week with a little sort of a bit like a sit-on mower that we have. So that brushes it and just keeps the rubber crumb loose. Then every single month we have a big machine comes in from an external contractor. That does a big clean of it. Over the course of the year, obviously, there are that all adds up. I suppose that's 15 or 20 grand of cost by the time you've added those up. It's got to be certified every 3 years, so they come and basically bounce a ball on it, every square metre of it, make sure it's still got the impact zone, every square metre.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is thorough.
Yeah, and then if any square metre doesn't pass, then that has to be mended, replaced, whatever. And then they also do a measurement on the rubber crumb to make sure the rubber crumb. So, we lose rubber crumb. You'll find any mum or dad who's had a kid play on the 3G, you'll find all the rubber crumb around the house, in the washing machine, absolutely everywhere. So we have to replace that. And, it's just a drip feed. I mean, on our worst year, we actually had some snowy days. We had to clear the snow off it. So we lost quite a lot of rubber crumb when we were scraping off 400 tons of snow, whatever it was, and and that costs you £7 grand to put the rubber crumb back down again.
Wow.
So, but we love it. The kids love it. The parents love it. It's a great focal point for the clubhouse as well. So it's much easier to sell beer when you're playing out there in a stand than it is if you're playing sort of 200 metres away. It makes a big difference to sort of Saturday takings. And yeah, we've got so you know we've got full playable floodlights. It's certified up to international level as far as the floodlighting and the pitch is concerned. We've got our own video tower over there, which is another thing that the Intacta Club bought for us. So that's full power and lighting and scoreboard and everything over there. So you know, when we play and when other clubs play, you know, rather than sort of standing at the top of the stand with people spilling beer on you, excuse me, can I get by? You know,
and the crowd jumping in front whenever a try is scored. That's classic, isn't it?
So yeah, it's just little things like that. We just try and we're very proud of our facilities here. You know.
Yeah.
I
can see it, rightly so.
It's taken a lot of hard work to get to this, and it takes a lot of hard work to keep it like this. So so it's all great, and you know, even behind the scenes, I'll take you behind the scenes.
Let's do that.
So this is our kitchen. We're very proud of our kitchen. So it doesn't look big, but it's very well kitted out, and we can do all our sponsor lunches out of here. We can do up to 150, 200 people for events and lunches and things like that. Obviously, we do snack on a Saturday, so you know the kids, sausage, burgers, chips, all that kind of stuff. But we do to a degree fine dining here as well. For when we got sponsors lunches, the quality goes up. We feed the players on a Tuesday and a Thursday night. You know, a lot of them sort of come straight from work, so they go home with a relatively sort of healthy, simple meal. A lot of it is done in our very special cooker. So this is a cooker that we were provided by one of our sponsors that came straight out of the Queen's Kitchen in Windsor Castle. So she's had her dinner out of this oven, which is quite.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Rugby players eating from the same oven that's cooked meals to the Queen.
Well, I would put it the other way round. So the Queen's eating out of an oven that we feed our players from. So she's honoured. She's honoured.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a remarkable piece of kit. Yeah. So. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, McFarlane Telfer, who sort of look after us, they also rent the club out, and so they donated this to us, and they help us with all the maintenance, because it's quite a lot to maintain. So, you know, they don't do it for nothing, but they've got to learn a living. But, you know, if we've got anything that's broken or we can't use, they're out pretty quickly, and they look after us. So, yeah, so really happy days.
Yeah, good stuff. And
then, obviously, straight through the kitchen is the party room, for argument's sake. So this is basically our events hall. So this is obviously where simple things, you know, it's our main snack service area. But after Saturdays or after games, this is where the players will sit down and have their post-match dinners rather. Depending on how big a sponsors, or we had a ladies' lunch here last Saturday, so the ladies sort of ate in here. And so during the day it's a sort of sponsors lunchy kind of place for high numbers. And in the evening, as I said, it goes to post-match meals and other things after post-match meals. I think beer pong was starting at about 7 o'clock last Saturday night. So
how long does the beer pong session last?
It depends how frustrated they go and how quickly the cups are thrown at each other. But no, I mean, you know, the club on an average Saturday, you know, the club will still be sort of busy at 10 o'clock at night. You know, that's when people will start to either go home or be dragged home by their other halves. But so yeah, it's busy. It's busy. And, you know, as I said earlier, you know, it's a bit tough on the pitch at the moment. But when you come in here after the game and the boys are still enjoying themselves, chatting with the opposition, you know, they stay around for a beer. So yeah, it's our party place where we sort of let off steam.
Yeah. And there's another feature over here that I haven't seen in any other rugby club, and you'll be able to see this now. That is a wall of mirrors. What's going on with the wall of mirrors?
Well, that's obviously confidential. But no, we rent this room out for all kinds of things. So we have dance, we have tap. We used to have a pole fitness club here, pole fitness, not the other type, which was very busy and very good and very interesting to watch sometimes. But it's for our taps, for our dance. It's a bit tired at the moment, the room today. We're obviously part of our lockdown season plans was to redecorate the club, but obviously in lockdown we had to cut our costs accordingly. So it needs a little bit of tender loving care, but that will come when the budget starts coming in. And as I said, you know, we're a rugby club. You know, there is going to be beer on the walls, and there is going to be mess on the floor, and you know,
every now and again.
Yeah, as you can see, you know, somebody's opened something up and it's hit a roof tile. You know, we like to keep those, and people say, "Oh, we should replace that roof tile." No, it's all part of the character of the club, isn't it? Do you remember what happened that night? Oh, that's what happened. You know.
There's an interesting photo on the wall there.
Let's come and tell me about it. This one here.
Yeah. That's our very own chairman when he was playing
Wait, which one of those?
with the ball.
Remarkable.
I know, it's remarkable. The change is horrific, but I was about 24 there.
I was captain the side and I brought Steve into the side. 'Cause,
Right.
you know, he was a very good winger. Until he suffered some quite horrific knee injuries. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good to have the history of the club
Yeah.
on the walls, and these old photos are just wonderful
Yeah.
reminders and keepsakes from all those years. Yeah, there's some good photos along here. We can't show them all, but
No,
I encourage if
If
you come.
famous players, Haskell's on one of them somewhere. I
Yeah.
can never remember which one he is, but yeah, James was here from under 8, so yeah, he's.
Talking of former players, should we go through to the other bar and look at that board in there?
Yeah, sure.
And
Lead the way, and I'll talk you through it.
'cause this is kind of like the Wall of Fame, shall we say?
It's like the Wall of Fame. So these are shirts donated to us by players who've played for Maidenhead, who've gone on to international recognition, both Sevens and full England, some Scotland. But this is the one we're probably most proud of. So this is our youth honours board. So these are all players who they must have come through our mini system. So you can't just come into the first team and then go and get some honours. So all of those players from James Haskell, Paul Dorian-Jones, the girls Hannah Edwards, Abigail, Dow. Abby's still playing for Red Roses at the moment. So we're very proud of these guys. They've all literally come through. Ben Harris just got a contract at Sarries. And they're all, Ben will be back. Over lockdown before he had a contract, he lost. Obviously, they shut down the England Seven, so Ben came back here and he trained with us throughout lockdown. Right. And he was looking, where's he going to go? Because obviously the Sevens stopped. They opened up for the Olympics, so he went to the Olympics. So he sort of used it sometime here to get ready for that. And then happily when he came back from the Olympics, then Sarries snapped him up. But he'll be back sort of every now and again to say hello and a bit of training if it's off season or just to run around with the boys. So yeah, and then some of our young boys. So these are our young boys. Joe Keohane, he's only about 20, I think. Joe, so he's with in the London Irish Academy at the moment.
There's an ex-teammate of mine here as well, Robbie Shaw, who I played with at Isha. Robbie played for the USA and quite a lot of other clubs and teams as well.
Yeah, Robbie liked to go where the money was, but he was good. So obviously before he went off to back to America, he played here all the way through to Colton. His dad, Seth, coached through his age groups and coached the first team here. Coached the first team twice. He's the only coach that actually made me throw up in the training session. He worked us so hard, but he was a good lad.
Claim to fame.
He was a good lad. Yeah. We thought we'd finish, and he decided to send us off on another run, and it was. But no, he was a nice lad. And Seth still lives locally. Hannah Edwards is from here. She works with the RFU at the moment. And then obviously Chris Cracknell. So Chris is an England Sevens player. So he obviously and also spent most of his career playing England Sevens. Then obviously was part of the coaching team that won the Fiji Olympic and the Olympic medal in. I can't remember what year it was now. So yeah, we're very proud of that, and it's we're constantly updating it. So hopefully there'll be a few more people to go on there in the not too distant future. Everything else. So this is another little thing to mention over here. So 2 years before COVID, our Colts became national champions. So best Colts side in the country. So that's a signed shirt by the boys. They were great rugby players, but obviously not very good at signing their names.
Just get in there a little bit closer so you can see.
So, some of those boys are playing with us at the moment. Todd's playing in the first team at the moment. Drew Prince is playing in the first team. Elio's comes from the first team. So there's a lot of those boys that come through our Colts and are currently in our first team. So we're very proud of that.
Yeah, and that's something to be really proud of.
Yeah.
Being national Colts champions is a huge achievement. So well done. Well done on that.
Yeah, that was a good day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Where was it played? Where was the final played?
At Worcester.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was it Worcester?
Worcester Warriors.
Worcester Warriors, yeah. So, and we had... So, obviously, they disappeared off on a coach, and then we had about 3 or 4 other coaches. So, the club put on coaches for the mums and dads, and then we had supporters coaches, and... Yeah, it was great. Really good day, and it's sort of, it's great watching the kids play and the Colts play. I mean, unfortunately they got knocked out of the National Cup this year, but I mean, when you watch them play, it's great quality. The coaches are great, and the spirit is great, and that's our lifeblood. That's where our first team comes from in 2 or 3 years' time, and we're even hoping some of those boys will be playing senior rugby before the end of the season to give them a little bit of a taster.
And is that what you found? You found that the conveyor belt of talent does come through, and
it does. We have to work very hard on it, and we do lose a lot. I mean, as you said, Ben Harris we've lost, and then there's several very good young players we lose, but that's fine. They're going on to senior rugby, and we're very happy with that, and hopefully they'll come back one time. But generally, we will have to work hard at it. We have to look after them and encourage them. And it's under 18 now, so there's a big jump from when you finish your Colts to coming up into senior rugby. It would be easier if they could go on to those Colts as under 19. But we've got a great sort of coaching set up, and they'll be fed into the threes or the twos. They might do some social rugby in the threes just to give them some confidence, and then the twos playing quite a decent league. And then when they're ready, they'll be looked after in the first team. So yeah, I mean, it's key for us. We don't have huge budgets to buying teams, and if we did, what's the point of being chairman at Maidenhead? You might as well be chairman at someone else. So we don't do that. The boys get a beer or two after a game if they played on Saturday, but we rely on. I think 7 or 8 of the first team on Saturday were ex-Colts here. And others were, ex-recent Colts. I mean, a lot of them. And there's only a few boys that we have walk-ins. We had some 2 or 3 good walk-ins over lockdown, so we rely on that. But we don't go out recruiting as such. We don't go out and saying, come to play for Maidenhead. We might do if we run out of props, you never know. But generally, no, we want to be what we are, and that's building up our youth system. And all the youth system and the parents, the first team is a goal for them to aim at. If they have fun here as a kid, professional rugby is not for everybody. And if you just want to continue playing good quality rugby in a great clubhouse and have some fun, that's what we're trying to create for them.
Good stuff. And we touched on it briefly. About 100 years of history coming up very closely.
Yes.
So we'll go and have a little look at the board over here. It says they're founded 11th of February 1922.
Yeah.
So what have you got planned for the coming year and celebrations?
Well, it's all been a bit complicated with lockdown and COVID, but we've got some. Our because of COVID and because of organising, our centenary season is starting January next year. So we're going by the annual year rather than the seasonal year. It just gives us a little bit more time to organise it. But we've already started. All our branding's changed, so we've got
let's have a little focus in
all
on
our
that.
centenary branding. We've got some lunches, we've got some dinners. We're putting on some sort of fun games with clubs that we've played in the past. Next year we will have our youth festival, so we get about 1,500 kids to our youth festival here. So that will be a big opportunity to involve all the youth sides and all the young kids and new parents into sort of introducing the heritage and the age of the club. So and we have a centenary committee that are busy doing all kinds of bits and pieces. So it'll all kick off in the new year. So 100 years. It's not bad being chairman on the 100th birthday.
Yeah, it must be really exciting. I mean, you've had some time to build up to it, obviously. For being in 8 years, and 50 years over here is even more impressive. Yeah. So well done, gents. Is there anything else you wanted to share or say?
No,
about Maidenhead?
just say it's great that you chose to come and say hello to Maidenhead. It's always a delight to sort of welcome other people from around the country who are rugby fans, and like our opposition, we love sort of meeting new people in the new league we're in. So it's great. Well done on what you're doing.
Good
Enjoy the rest of your run.
It's a very, very friendly club, Maidenhead, and everyone's welcome.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, thank you, fellas. I just want to corroborate that as well. They're wonderful welcome these fine fellows are giving me here today. Time to get back on the road, heading to Phoenix Rugby Club, I think, next, and then off to Windsor after that. So once more, thanks for watching. If you can share this, then that really helps. Or if you can't, then just tell your mates when you're down the rugby club the next time. Just trying to raise awareness and a few funds for mental health charities that are involved within rugby. So whatever you can do is much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.